that's going to be on you.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be on me. But what upsets me, what makes me angry, and the reason why I sometimes swear on social media, I have definitely hurt them and I've hurt women.
And you've seen the pattern.
I've seen the pattern and they've hurt me.
Yeah.
A lot. I love like a brother and a father.
Oof.
And I realize that most guys don't do that because that's how they're trained. And most women are not used to that.
Yeah.
That means I am brutal,
Okay.
but with love. That means when you gain weight, I'm going to tell you, you must lose weight. But you'll know that it comes from a good place.
Yeah. You think or know that you're a quality man or a quality human being, and therefore the production of other quality human beings is what you bring to the table as part of nation building.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But we are bringing quality people into broken systems.
Yeah. I'm responsible for creating broken homes. Me.
Yeah.
And I was not alone.
Why do people think you are an asshole? And you know what? We've got a huge legacy of that and its residue even today, where people are claiming that their last-borns, their second-borns are fathered by their husbands, when in reality, you were a maid in a household somewhere of white people and you were assaulted. And you could never say. It's not like you went out cheating or being promiscuous. No. Someone took advantage of you as their employee. And you had to go back with that child. And I don't know, sometimes the man doesn't know. Sometimes, of course, they know because the child would sort of show that they're not from that family. And I wonder then, you've got Indian ancestry?
I do. Well, my understanding is Indian. So we'll just, for ease, say Indian, yeah.
Okay, how did that come about?
So there's a conversation we had off camera, which was there are certain topics that we have to tread carefully because they involve other people.
Yeah.
But I'll summarize it publicly as my mother's father was Indian. So my maternal grandmother, my mother's mother, has not ever told my own mother, and thus us, the real story of how it came about that she would have a child with an Indian man. What we know is that she did work at his shop. And then she came back with a baby. But she has never opened up. Now, people can assume that, no, there must be a bad story because she never opened up. Or there might be shame or guilt from my grandmother. We don't know. But the bottom line is my mother is half Indian, half Black Zulu because of my paternal grandfather. But he passed away before I was born. So I didn't get a chance to meet him. My mother met him in her life. And she speaks fondly of her dad. She's like, when she met him, he was so nice and he took her to the shops and what. So she doesn't have a negative story to say about him. It's just her mother's never explicitly told the story of how
it happened.
She came to have a mixed-race child.
Sure. So we started this conversation very different from how I normally start conversations. And it's something I'm trying to navigate. We are having a new platform. And how old are we? 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Jeez, congrats.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you. So we're 6 months in. It's been an interesting journey, a tough one. This platform has been very taxing for me. You asked me if all of this is necessary, and
it's quite a serious setup.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I take it seriously. Not that other podcasters don't. I don't even consider it a podcast per se. I think it's just a podcast by function. But really, it's a platform. It's a public platform. It's a public pulpit that I use to be a conduit for conversations that get people to some place of privately, if they can, get to a place of healing, get to a place of transformation. And I think we've done that over the past 6 months. And every time I have a guest, I think, oh crap, I wonder where this conversation is going to lead us. I wonder what other group is going to come out of this. Because when we started this, the purpose was to do 3 things. So 1, to create a group of people who are now called the Legacy Collective. So we're a collective of people who are thinking about their legacies. how they got their legacies from their forefathers, their parents, and so on, how they're living out their legacies to live out to their children. So that's a group of people. And then as a platform, we are trying to have conversations that evoke those things that need to happen for people to leave better legacies for the next generation. And I think we've done well so far. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of things that get unraveled that really, like you were saying, that there are things that can't be spoken about in public.
Yeah.
We've had to have rooms of women and men who come in private, at least, to speak about things that they can't speak about to anyone. So welcome, Mlotshwa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Khanyisa. I appreciate the invite. I am honored to be here. I hope this conversation will add value to someone's life out there.
Yeah.
The work you're doing is too heavy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if people know, but hey.
It's very heavy.
Yeah. This is, I don't know if it's like a version of Ubungoma somewhere, because it's like spirituality work.
Yeah, a friend of mine said I have a public ndumba. That's what it is. Sometimes I have therapy sessions in public, and sometimes I would be having a conversation with someone, and I walk away thinking, that was a therapy session, but it was done in front of other people. But I know that I was holding space for someone else who maybe doesn't have the access to that, or even the level of revelation that I would have in that session. And they would, and I've seen it a lot with the people that interact with me, would say, you know what, I always knew I was a people pleaser, but the way you interacted with that doctor or that therapist or whoever got me thinking there is a deeper problem here. So it is heavy work. I love it. I love this platform. I think it's amazing. I really would appreciate if I was not the pioneer, because it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. The things I have to do before and after are quite hectic and heavy. So thank you for choosing to contribute to it.
No, today won't be heavy. I'm a light guy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So let's start by doing this. I would like us to go into you. I like that you've documented your journey. There's a lot of things that people know about you. Misconceptions, projections, this and that. But I would like us to go into you from a place that people don't know. Uzalwa ngobani?
Uzalwa ngobani?
Yeah.
My parents, duh.
Of course.
My father, Uzwelakhe Phineas Mlotshwa, passed away in 2020. He was Satan in my life.
Yeah.
My mom, Utansile Alina Amin, her maiden name being Umiyaga.
Yeah.
Mixed race, Indian father, Black Zulu mom, was the angel in my life.
Yeah.
So I got to experience like an angel and the devil in my life. I was extremely scared of my father growing up. And it would be in the last 5 years of his life where I would reconcile who he was trying to be, and figure out that he was actually a boy at some point as well.
Yeah.
And in my reconciling with him as I was growing and becoming a father, I learned some things about my mom as well, which would make you realize that every person is like yin and yang.
Yeah.
No one is like all good. No one is all bad. But those are my two parents. My father's from a township called Mpopomeni in Howick in KZN. Yeah. My mom is from Eguvugeni township, also in KZN. I'm not really sure exactly how they met. I think my father was working for the Zulu government at the time.
Okay.
It was still almost like a Bantustan.
Yeah.
And he saw this Kala Tinyana.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he scooped her up. And I'd like to think, in retrospect, my mom meeting my dad is probably one of the best things that ever happened in her life, including the bad things that she went through, because my father was abusive. My father was manipulative. He didn't contribute to his children.
Sure.
These are the things that would traumatize me growing up, and that I'd grapple with. And these are the things that I'd confront him with later on before he passed, only to realize that the way he was raised and the way he moved and the way he rationalized things was completely different from our modern Western way of living. And from a certain angle, my father never did anything wrong. And that's crazy. And that would be a conversation I'd have with my mom so that she could get healing. Yeah. To say, look, the reason this guy was doing these things and was because of this. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about anything.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that what he did was right. We're saying the way he was raised, he believed what he was doing was right.
How was he raised?
I think he was raised relatively well.
Okay.
He was a ladies' man. He was a charmer, incredibly charismatic, a huge risk taker, loved hunting, loved football. I mean, growing up, my father used to own at any given time 30 greyhounds.
Okay.
He used to hunt. He owned football teams. Boys in the neighborhood loved him.
Yeah.
So I think he was, I wouldn't say entitled per se, but like the world was his to enjoy.
Yeah.
And when I look at myself and I look at my brother, we took a lot of traits from him.
I was about to ask you, how much of him do you then see in yourself?
A lot.
Yeah.
My brother's been wrestling some of the darker sides of my dad in us. He didn't go through the work that I did of spending time with my dad and ask him all the questions, because my biggest fear was I don't want to hurt people. I don't want women to be out there saying, you know, this man really hurt me.
Yeah.
Which I have.
Yeah.
I've hurt women.
Yeah.
2016, I would phone two of my exes. One had been an ex for 9 years. One had been an ex for 5 years.
Yeah.
And the things they said to me on the phone made me realize that sometimes we hurt people unaware, thinking that we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Which is why I'd go and spend time with my dad to be like,
to understand.
So when you were hurting, he's like, what do you mean hurting?
I don't ever hurt you.
I never hurt. Are you crazy?
Sure.
The laws changed. I don't know if it was 2015 or 2017 in South Africa, but it is now illegal to hit your child.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. If you were to tell a well-meaning, good woman that you can't hit your kids, she would lose her mind.
Oh, no.
She'd be like, are you mad? What must happen?
Yeah.
So there's a generation of men that have the exact same mindset when it comes to women. So when we grow up, that's crazy. Like, you can't hit a woman. Are you mad? It's like, but I've warned her 3 times and it's out of love.
I've told her not to do that.
And you're like, no way. So
yeah,
once you understand that certain things are perspective, it changes a lot. So I got into his head. I asked a lot of those questions and he acknowledged a lot of his wrongs. He acknowledged a lot of his shortcomings. And the good thing, which I did confirm with my mom, is he had apologized.
To her?
It's not good enough to her.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, but he had apologized. I didn't want to do that, and I've constantly introspected in my life, and it's probably one of the reasons why I've made so much online content, so that people can point at me to say, but you're wrong here and here.
Yeah.
I get angry, I get upset, I'm like, people don't understand.
Yeah.
But then I go back and I'm like, where are my blind spots? Where am I missing it?
Yeah.
And the danger where I'm at now.
Yeah.
The danger I'm at now is I think I'm right. So there's a huge chance I become my father. Not like him in physically harming women or manipulating women. I'm very sensitive about that. I go out of my way to ensure that I don't do that.
Yeah.
But in harming people unintentionally, hearing them scream and say, but you're hurting me. And me saying, I 100% believe that what I'm doing is right.
Do you think that is the experience for the mothers of your children? So what you're doing
that I've hurt them?
Yeah. Without intending to.
I have hurt the mothers of my children in the same way I've hurt any other ex.
Okay.
The 2 biggest things I've done to hurt women in my life, cheating and lying.
Okay.
Of which the lying is part of cheating.
Of course.
That's how I've hurt women. And even at times where they've forgiven me over and over, we don't change. Outside of that, they almost have no other real reason to hate and despise me.
Yeah.
This one's difficult and I'm sorry for like speaking about them, but I have my own baggage. I have my own demons. I have my own traumas. I have inherited behaviors from my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
So do women.
Yes.
Women also have inherited traumas, baggage, behaviors. And it's not by accident that when you look at the track record of the woman I had kids with, this was not even by intention, at least not from me. You're like, oh, that one comes from a single mom. oh, that one's mother actually like divorced her. You're like, oh, snap. You and I are like reliving what our parents did.
Yeah.
And of course, you're blaming me.
Yes.
But in my head, I'm like, but I think you also did wrong and you don't see it.
Yeah.
And when I hear the story of how your mom and your dad split, I'm like, but that's why your dad left. It's because your mom was denying you guys to your father. And I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here. Yes. So I have definitely hurt them and I've hurt women.
And you've seen the pattern.
I've seen the pattern and they've hurt me.
Yeah.
A lot. I am a subset of a generation that has too much freedom. And where only the men are held accountable because of that.
Sure.
Sadly. So in our freedom, women have agency. Women can do what I want. It's my body, my choice. Yeah. They can sleep with whoever they want. They can, if they want to abort, if they want to have kids.
Yeah.
But they don't take accountability. If you decide to sleep with a man, if you decide to not abort his child, and he doesn't marry you, or you guys break up, everyone blames the man.
Of course.
No one blames you.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, we would need to get married for anything to happen.
Yes.
And if we don't get married and we do end up doing whatever, we get punished. Mostly me as the boy.
So no one is asking and I got a backlash for this the other day on another podcast where I said, Hore, us women who've had children out of wedlock with men who we were dating for like a year or whatever, need to come and accept the fact that we never asked for this man to give us children. Like there was never a conversation where I'm saying, look, I am intending to fall pregnant and therefore I want this child to be a glue between you and me forever. And can I fall pregnant? We never. And the answer from the women will always be, oh no, but if he has unprotected sex, he must know that akupumi iPhone, akupumi gun.
He should have used the condom.
He should have used a condom.
Yeah.
And I always say, fine, those two arguments are fine. But what you're doing as women is you are pointing at another person and the other fingers are pointing at you. And so there's never an opportunity to correct.
Yeah.
Because it's the man that did that. It's the man that left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they intended to leave in the first place. You just decided that you want to hook them with something that didn't work.
Yes.
And I said it somewhat brutally to say, you're not different from someone who went to a Sangoma and looked for Moratisho. But the difference is that when a Moratisho had eyes and a mouth to feed, and you want that man to feed Moratisho, that you must just admit it failed. And this person had an intention to move on and they didn't. So that's accountability that we're not as women prepared for yet.
I have the biggest respect for women, mostly because of my mom.
Yeah.
I really admired and looked up to my mom most, if not all of my life.
Yeah.
So my expectation of women is incredibly high. So at a time when women would make mistakes, I'd call them out.
Yeah.
And I would be shocked when women would quickly infantilize themselves. They'd make themselves children. Yes. No, but the man, I'm like, but Siswami, you're smart.
Yeah, you've got distinctive.
You're outspoken. You can make money. Yeah. You can't be saying what you're saying.
Yes.
And yet women do that. And it's really hurts me a lot.
Yeah.
My situation, different from others, is that all my children were planned. I sat with the mother opposite like this and we talk. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
But when we do eventually split, I'm the only one that bears the cross, which would hurt me. And at the time, I'd be like, no, but let people know that it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
But society and the women themselves, sadly, they don't want to play that game.
Moloto, tell me, what conversation are you having with a woman to convince them to have your child when you've had 4 more children with other women?
I must leak my game.
No. For men like you out there, your game needs to be leaked.
I must leak my game.
So that women know. It can't be your charm, it can't be your looks, it can't be your intellect. There has to be something else.
Why not?
Awa. Women can't just go around giving you children.
Why not?
For no reason. What conversation are you having with them?
I'm the table. So people bring things to a table. Yeah. Number one.
Yeah.
And then people take things from a table. So you might say, I'm bringing this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want that. You're like, I have a business, I have money. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want that.
Okay.
I want something else. Normally what women claim they bring to the table, men actually don't want. And then normally some of the things men think they bring to the table, women don't care about.
Yeah.
I can help around the house. I can support. It's like, no. Please bring money. and security. I don't need you to help me cook.
No.
So similarly, when a woman's like, but I earn well, it's like, no, I don't need your money.
Yeah.
So I want something else. I'm brutally aware of what I bring to the table and what women generally would want to take from me.
Okay.
Number one, I don't bring money to the table.
Yeah.
So that one's out. And any woman who's like, I'd also like.
So you'd be proposing to be a broke baby daddy?
No, not broke.
Okay.
But I'm not bringing money. Number one. We are still very much animals. We can try and fight and kick and scream, but we're still very much animals. And physical appearance is a thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't make this, so I can't claim that. So if a woman's like, oh my gosh, you're so good looking, like thanks to my parents.
Yeah.
So that's a big one, because people look at you and they're like, if I could have a son that looked like that, I'd be so happy.
I see.
That's number one. Number two, when they listen to me speak, when they see the way I move, that also intrigues them, because this sounds like a guy who knows stuff, who can solve problems, who can make things happen. Yeah. That's also a real thing. Yeah. And then we have intimate conversations. This is now the game.
That's the way I was about to say. I've seen the looks. I've had the intellect. What else?
I don't think I've said this on a platform before. I love like a brother and a father.
Oof.
And I realize that most guys don't do that because that's how they're trained. And most women are not used to that.
Yeah.
That means I am brutal, but with love. That means when you gain weight, I'm going to tell you, you must lose weight. But you'll know that it comes from a good place.
Yeah.
It means I want you to win.
Yeah.
I genuinely want you to like shoot the lights out.
Yeah.
And I genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
I care about your well-being. Yes, you're my woman, etc. But I actually really want you to win.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I think there's also the journey of figuring out in your life where you have blind spots, where you have traumas, and going on the journey of helping you heal.
Yeah.
Maybe reconcile with your dad. Maybe get your dream body.
Yeah.
Maybe learn certain things, experience certain things. And what happens, I think, in a relationship with me and the woman that I've been with is we've been together for 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
We can split. But in those 3-5 years, you cannot deny how much you've grown, how much you found yourself, how your relationship with your family members, managing your finances and the like. Yeah. So I become a father, a brother, a teacher, a mom, a therapist. I don't know, man. And I think maybe that's what helps me win. So when I'm with a woman in that regard, she feels incredibly safe.
Yeah.
And it becomes, no matter what happens, I think my child is going to be in good hands. And I think my child will have decent genetics.
So it's a decision-making process also from their side of what I would call legacy, right? To say, I know that my child will be a quality person.
Hopefully.
Coming from this man.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I've heard you speak about that. The fact that you think or know that you're a quality man or a quality human being. And therefore, the production of other quality human beings is what you bring to the table as part of nation building.
Hey, Wena.
Hey. I've said this. So I get that and I love it. I think the world needs more quality people.
That's a fact.
Than we need anything else.
Yes,
right?
That's a fact.
But we are bringing quality people into broken systems.
Yes.
If you were to restart this to 24 years old, when you had Ngunzi.
Yes.
How else would you do it? So if we were to scrap all of them and we said, on your marks, here's Penuel, he wants kids, a lot of kids, and he's found out that he doesn't believe in marriage and he can't have these kids in one unit. How else would you have done it in retrospect?
There's only one difference between me now and me before I had my firstborn.
Yeah.
And that's just greater self-awareness and more honest and brutal communication.
Ooh, okay.
Where I know myself more now. The problem is I only know myself now because I've went through all these experiences with my children and their moms. But if I was to go back in time and I have to whisper in my ear as a younger guy, I'd just be like, just be more honest. Because I'm telling you, whatever you're thinking now, it's not going to work like that. What's going to happen is this. part of what I think makes some women comfortable to decide to conceive with me is because I believe very much in worst case scenario planning. So I speak to you about like, what if things don't work out? What if, like literally, and I'm like, but it may not work. And I need you to agree to do this, even in the worst of conditions, even if I'm not providing, even if you're not providing, even if. And I think that perspective is scary for a woman because like, you can't say that. I mean, no, but it's like, geez, this guy's like pragmatic. He's practical. And he said, if things go bad, this is what it looks like. So my privilege, thanks to my mom, more than anything, is if ever I have no money, I don't end up under a bridge or in a shack. So that's real privilege. So if ever things get really bad, I move in with family in a decent home. That is like, oh, okay. So that's as bad as it gets. From like a schooling, healthcare perspective, the worst it gets for all South Africans is public healthcare, free public schools. It's not great. But if you and I are on a journey and you're like, hey, but these schools, I'm like, let's go visit them. I want you to see these schools you're scared of. I want us to go to this clinic that you're so petrified of. And you're like, but it's not that bad. I'm like, it's not. But I'm telling you, this is the worst case scenario. So from here, imagine how much better it can be. But imagine the comfort of knowing that you can travel the world, be successful, be rich. And if you ever really struggle, this is how bad it gets. And you're like, okay, this is not bad. And this guy's given me comfort. And not only him, he's shown me my support base as a woman. These are all the people in your corner. And he's shown me his support base. There's his brother, there's his sister, there's his mom, there's his other family, there's his friends. It's like, no, man, even if this guy would pass away tomorrow, my kids are going to be fine because they've got so much love and support from his side. And I think that comfort really, look, it's an exercise and an order that everyone should do. But I think in the mix of romance, nokhanya, called love, people stop thinking. But if you were to do it practically like that, you start thinking, look, okay, then maybe let's do this thing.
There are a lot of things that are practical, that are what I would call legacy building exercises that people avoid. Because love is what we think is going to build homes and marriages. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about what you said about 20,000 rands being able to take care of a household with a stay-at-home wife, right? And I think our biggest thing there was, who the hell would become a housewife to a man that earns 20K? And I don't think the issue was about the 20K itself. We ended up agreeing that the money is not the problem. The problem is our ability to seek safety in a man. And when you're talking about a functional family, sometimes you might get to a place where you are, let's say I earn 9,000 and you earn 20,000 and we're married. And we figure that, you know what, we've got 2 kids and we need to raise. Your 9,000 takes away this much money for petrol for you to go to work and this much money. Just stay home and cultivate my 20K and the things that are behind the 20K. But hela, men can't be trusted with that.
You're 100% correct. Must I respond to that?
Yes, please.
Jeez, Khanyisa. Hey, James, I'm so sorry. Before I speak about men being untrustworthy, I also want to add, and again, this is nature. I've consciously decided to currently no longer post my children and to not talk about them because people on social media are stupid, they are inconsiderate. And as much as I have a thick skin and I can handle a lot, I can't assume the same for my children or their moms. So I have to be very considerate to them and to try and protect them because they didn't ask for this. I can go and make noise and whatever, but they didn't ask for it. So I need to try and protect them. And people just got really, really annoying. People have seen my children, those that have. Some have been blessed to bump into me and meet my children. As a woman, seeing my kids, meeting them, hey, it's flames.
What do you mean?
Oh, my kids are amazing. My kids are amazing.
So beautiful.
So you haven't met them. If you were to meet them, you've met them.
I have. I'll tell you.
No problem. My kids are absolutely amazing. And look, it's not just me, of course. It's the mothers as well. Because I hand select perfectly crafted. I'm very intentional about the mothers as well. I think this becomes the other thing when a woman decides to have a child with me because she knows that I'm also intentionally choosing her
to
give me a
Was there a
bloodline.
time where you were in a relationship with someone and you just deliberately decided that this is not a person I'm going to have a child with?
Oh, that has definitely happened.
Yeah.
It's not that the mothers of my kids are only the women I've dated.
Okay.
No, there've been women where I'm like, nah.
Who does no.
This is not going to happen.
Yeah.
So the choosing you intentionally to give me a bloodline is big. And also I've got a portfolio of evidence.
Okay.
It's part of the reason why women will date a married man. And they won't say it. This is the lack of accountability. Yeah. The guy's is a family man.
Yeah.
He's got a wife. He's reliable. He provides you like what I want. I can already see
it. Yeah.
So why can't I be there?
Believes in the concept of marriage.
Yes.
Meaning that by any chance the wife trips and falls, I'm next.
Yes. Hey, the trip and fall. Yeah. But his wife looks like she's happy.
Yes.
And she's thriving. And I want that too. So if you see a man with certain kids, you might be like, yo, I wish those were my kids. And there's a chance that he might give because his seed is fire. It's inappropriate to say this, but I'm just saying that's what happens in nature. It's the reason why, never mind me, women will go and have children with other men, whether because he has money and she sees financial security for herself and her kids, or maybe she thinks he looks a certain way, or who knows, maybe she wants dual citizenship, sorry. Or she wants mixed race babies or whatever. When the relationship breaks and she gets angry, it's like, oh, but have you seen my colored kids? So there's a reason why women decide, because women do have agency. They do use contraceptives. They do go to Mary Stopes. So it's not that they can't. Yeah. When a woman decides to have a guy's child, she's intentionally choosing it because she has the ability not to. And any woman who's going to pretend like, I didn't really, she's lying. Yeah. She's lying.
In fact, I think even from the beginning, before conceiving.
Yes.
If I want you, let's say we are in a club or event or whatever, and you come to me and you speak to me, I've already decided that I want you to speak to me.
Yes.
Men think they choose us. No, we procure you guys.
Okay.
We procure you. Whoever is in my house leading my home, I've chosen them first.
Yes.
Because I've opened that door for them to even say hello.
You're the gatekeeper.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Yeah. Because you guys get macked on every day.
Yes.
From everywhere. So for you to say yes to me, and not only yes to seeing you, to speaking to you, to dating you, but you're like, you can enter me and you can plant in me. Of all these gents out there that I've met, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I'll speak for black men because I'm a black man. We have, I'm taking accountability myself.
Okay.
We have, our fathers have, our grandfathers have failed black women in the worst ways. It's very easy for us. This is where we become like women.
Yeah.
It's very easy for us to point fingers at white people and apartheid. Apartheid, colonialism, destroyed us in many different ways.
Yeah.
These are facts. They undisputable. But there are certain things that we've done that almost have nothing to do with white people and apartheid.
Yeah.
Yes, they took the man out of the home to go work in the mines. But they didn't say, don't go back home. They didn't say, stop sending money home. They didn't say, start sleeping with women there in the city where you're at. Yeah. At a time when women become liberated, we as men can still choose to say, oh no, sis, I can't touch you. We're not married. But we do because gumnand and it's convenient.
Yeah.
We decide to not use contraceptives. We decide that we can at any given time that, look, I've met a hotter hun. So ish, this is not really working out for us. We do that and we hurt you. And we leave you out in the wilderness. And from a financial perspective, besides the fact that we don't have money, and again, that becomes our fault, not because of like a white economy, or it's because black men do not buy from black men. And it's because black men do not work for black men. And it's because black men do not meet each other to discuss how they're going to build businesses. Yeah. They meet for drinking. They meet for sports, which means we can meet.
And women that can afford.
We definitely know how to meet. We know how to communicate, but we're not doing it to build.
Yeah.
And then we complain about why our families are broken. So we're really unreliable in that. And when you look at, I won't say myself, maybe 50-50, depending on who's judging me.
Yeah.
When you look at my father, when you look at other men out there, we are letting down our families. We're leaving our women and our children are left bare.
Yeah.
If black men were providing, it doesn't matter what it is that we're providing. If we were providing and if anytime you need me, I show up.
Wisdom, security.
Most women wouldn't want to work. Most women, like working would be like maybe a bonus, but it would be like, you have a child. You're like, yes. You're no longer with the father. No. Oh, but at least he's taking care of the child. You're like, oh, we know most. Black men take care of their kids.
Yeah.
But they don't. And so you become 100% correct in saying men, in our case, black men, are unreliable.
Yeah.
And just like female accountability, until black gents are honest, which are some of the things I say, and then people twist them to suit their agendas.
Yeah, of course.
I'm responsible for creating broken homes. Me.
Yeah.
But I also add, I was not alone. I was there with an intelligent, beautiful, independent, outspoken woman. Both of us created broken homes. Why did we do it? For me, it was the cheating. For her, it was leaving because she got tired. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But we're here now. Now that we're here, how do we come together and minimize the damage? So that, yes, our kids are going to be hurt. Yes, this is not ideal. But let's try and do the best we can now that we're here. Because that's all we can do. Yeah. And hope that we teach them enough values to just improve. Like when my sons specifically, maybe my daughters as well, come to me when they're older. And bangcheli ndabazam, yo, dad, you messed up here. I'm ready to take all of it.
Accountability and for all of it.
What's going to happen when they come is I'm going to be like, thank you for this audit.
Yeah.
I want to show you my father's audit because I did the exact same thing. And I just want to let you know that I'm accepting everything you're saying. But my father didn't do this, I did. My father didn't do this, I did. My father did this, I stopped doing this. So if my father scored 3 out of 10, I scored 6 out of 10.
Better.
I think I'm killing it.
And you guys must score 9
now,
at least.
You guys, when you have kids and you come to me, I'm going to be side-eyeing you. Like I said, but you remember when you used to judge me?
Yeah.
Look at where you are now. Yeah. You went and you got married. And you had 3 kids with this woman. And then she left you.
Yeah.
Now you've got a broken family. Yes, it wasn't your doing, but yabo, you're me now.
But you're now me.
Now you're married again. Now you've got 2 baby mamas. Yabo.
Your father had 17 children?
It's between 17 and 19. It's not confirmed, but yeah.
From other women?
From definitely not from my mom. From my mom, he had 3.
3, yeah.
But yes, from a whole lot of other women, of which I've met some of them, and I think I've met and I'm aware of about 12 of his kids.
Okay.
That was me trying to fix my father's mistakes, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
What grace did you then give him after that? After all of that activity of trying to understand his mind and what he was going through?
It's not for me to give him grace. It's for me to understand that his intention was never malicious.
Yeah.
Number one. That's very important. Like, are you actually like a bad person? Do you get pleasure from hurting people? And the answer was no. Then I had to question his fathering abilities. That was interesting for me, that audit, because what I realized is that my father was an amazing dad. But it's like, but he wasn't providing for his kids. He wasn't there for his kids. So what do you mean?
Yeah.
Then I realized that my father was fathering all the kids in the neighborhood as a, what's the right term? Not a, maybe coping mechanism, but because I don't get to raise my kids, I'm going to raise someone's kids.
Yeah.
And he did that through football. And these guys, when you meet them, would be like, your dad was amazing. And your dad would feed us.
So like, that's actually what I call a contested legacy, where your father had a great social legacy.
Yes.
And his personal legacy and his relational legacy are crap.
Yes.
Right.
And you cannot be a father in the streets and be a father at home, is my theory. One has to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why this whole concept of collective legacy is from that. That your social legacy and your personal and your relational and your professional have to somewhere merge. Because when they don't, one takes the other. And this is one of the things that worry me about you. Right? And before we go into that, I want to give our voice. We've got Maestro the voice here.
We've got a ghost.
Sornale Ghosty.
You ghost man.
We're joined by Grootman, who is going to hold another generation of space for us. So take it away.
I like that. Do you know, when you were talking about the men not being honest and women not taking accountability, it's so important right now. Fatherlessness was systematic in the past because of apartheid, people going to work. Right now, it's become choice. Right now, you've got 20-year-olds or 23-year-olds who are not looking after their children and they live a street away. Because one of the biggest issues we are having, a lot of men, to support a child, they want to sleep with a baby mama.
To support the child.
Yes, to give money to the child.
Or they first want to have a relationship.
Yeah, a relationship with the mother. And maybe the woman has moved on, so the child gets punished.
Yeah.
And also, women also sometimes, when the house has been broken by a man, then they restrict access to the child.
Very common,
And it's very common, alienation. But then my question is, how do we bring these genders back together? Because there's a gender war within black men and black women. We are not used to co-parenting. It's almost like a taboo. But if you look at our counterparts with white people, co-parenting is like normal.
Yes.
I attended a prize giving where the biological mother and her new husband went on stage, and the biological father and his wife, 4 of them were on stage, shaking each other's hands, laughing, and there was nothing untoward about it. Yeah. But I think for a black man, when you see another man raising your child, you've got this anger that I'm not going to support that. She's with somebody else. How do we bridge that gap as black people?
I must answer that.
You have to.
The problem is being forced to adopt Western cultures. That's why they're so comfortable in these arrangements. It's their culture. Right? Yeah. We don't know that thing. Our families don't know that thing. It's very inappropriate. We are never going to be able to resolve it. It's impossible to fix the black man and the black woman unless if we are willing to take away certain freedoms.
And what are those? For
me, the biggest issue we have today, specifically as the broken black nation, is freedom. The solutions are there. There are communities that seem to be doing better than us. Yeah. The mom and dad are in the house, the kids are there, and there are certain things that they are doing. And almost all of us are not willing to do those things. Yeah. And until we're willing to do those things, until we're willing to sacrifice, it's not going to happen. So that could be small things like you can't go partying anymore because partying is a gateway for you to meet other people and get tempted. So stop. Sorry?
Yeah.
Control. We need to take away women's freedoms. You can't sleep with a man, fall pregnant, and then go move on. Your family doesn't allow. And you're like, but you're oppressing me. And you're like, no, we're fixing the family.
Also the breadwinner.
Yeah. So there's a reason, we think we're like the smartest generation of all time with all our technology. There's a reason why we had certain cultural norms, why we had certain laws, whether you are religious, whether you believe in African spirituality or some African cultural group. There's a reason why we did things the way we did them. Yeah. Our forefathers were not idiots. They were not, these guys don't know what they're doing. No. There was a reason why a girl would live under her father's wing, and the only time she would leave would be when the father's handing her over to another man, and not only a man, but to his entire family. Yeah. There's a reason why we did that. There's a reason why the idea of having sex before marriage was deemed wrong, because they know the ripple effect and the consequences. Yeah. There's a reason why, as a boy, your entire family gets punished if you go in and you sleep with a girl, if you go and impregnate a girl, because it's a crime. Because we know what happens when you perpetuate this crime. We've seen it. Yeah. So currently, with the generation we have, with the mindsets we have, with the freedom, and we can travel the world and we can kill it, but I'm a boss lady, it is virtually impossible. It is virtually impossible to fix it until we are ready to lose some freedoms. If we could maybe enact real laws, of which we break laws, but if you could enact a real law, I said to Duputi Aba, Amlak, and we spoke about, well, number one, I gave him the idea that maybe women would be more considerate of conception if they had to pay damages. Sure. The woman herself and her family, not just the guy. Because it's easy to be like, but you slept with my daughter. It's like, no. Here's damages. But in that, we spoke about being caught sleeping with someone you're not married to. Having a child with it should lead to jail time. Yeah. You know who are the people that are going to kick and scream if you were to enact a law like that. But those are the things, if you were to take away those freedoms, would fix at least having one nuclear family. Yeah.
You're right. You're actually triggering some memory I have. I think in 2013, I was in India in a town called Kerala. And we were tourists, and this guy was our driver, and he was taking us to the beach. And so I left the hotel in Beachway.
Yes.
Right, but just had like a little thing on top, and we were stopped by police. And this guy was going to piss himself because he was facing jail time for having a woman he's not married to in a car, half naked.
Yeah.
And it was serious. And I realized at some point, because at the beginning I was just like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
What? And then I saw how he was shivering that this thing is really serious.
Yeah.
But here it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
we've taken on liberal norms that actually cause us more harm than good.
Yeah.
In some of the Muslim families, the boys and the girls in the family don't play together.
Yes.
And you might think, come on, these are siblings. And it's like, no, we're raising them to understand boys are boys, girls are girls, and you do things like this.
Yeah.
You don't speak to your brother like that. You don't interact with your sister like that, because we're teaching you how to speak, to engage with women. Where are you going? No, you can't go alone. You either go with your brother or with your father, or you're not going. And you're like, what do you mean? It's like, no, this is a form of protection. Even this idea that some people still call oppressive of Indian women wearing hijabs.
Yeah.
It's not because the man is so oppressive, he's covering his woman. It's the purity of the woman. It's like, but don't you guys want to be treated like gold?
Yeah.
But that's how they get treated.
But also, why should another person see your wife? And we've seen it now with this concept of me as a wife going to the gym and taking pictures of myself practically half naked.
Yes.
Going to the beach practically half naked, and other men can see. The only thing that's hidden there really is.
Yeah.
But everything else, any other man can see. So
it's a party.
Why is this person even marrying me?
Yeah.
And
we're not being honest about our value system.
Yeah.
So we obviously got disrupted. Colonialism, and I will add, and I apologize, but even Christianity or religions, we were disrupted because we had a way of living. We can maybe debate whether that way was right or wrong, if it was the best or not, but we had a way of living.
Yeah.
And with the disruptions now, where many of us are trying to cling onto some type of value system or identity. What upsets me, what makes me angry, and the reason why I sometimes swear on social media is because people pick and choose what suits them.
Yeah.
Whereas I wish the lady who's half naked, who's showing everything except for a few points, I wish you could own it and be like, this is me. Yeah. And I can be like, you know what? I've got no issue with this woman. Yeah. It's the woman that maybe don't dress as scandalously as her, but close, and then want to be God's favorite child.
Yeah.
And you're like, Siswami, no. Because now the guy who's going to agree with all of this is also confused. And you guys are just bringing a whole lot of confusion. Tomorrow when you fight, you're going to be like, but I also have my own voice. Like, but naglobo lagini.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so you own me. And you're like, I don't understand. Or can I out-earn you? And you're meant to be the provider. You're like, you guys don't actually know where you're standing. So personally, I'm on the side currently of liberalism and modernism. Yeah. I believe men and women, by and large, are equal. Personally, not all of them, but they should be. Yeah. And I want them to engage as equals. And after engaging as equals, we're meant to realize, hey, you're stronger than me. So clearly, one stronger. Yeah. You are smarter than me, like academically, managing finances. Yeah. So you're stronger here. Yeah. Pen, you're a better nurturer. Yeah. Khanyisa, you're better at and we say, okay, men and women are equal. Right. In our union, we've figured out who's stronger, who's what. So in our union, this is how we move. Yeah. So Pen will take care of the kids. Yes. And Khanyisa will provide for the home. In our union. But when we speak to people, we're like, guys, men and women are equal. It's like, but we see Pen will take, you're like, oh, that's in our home. Because that's where our strengths and weaknesses are. Yeah. The other way is to go back or to adopt Islam or Judaism. Yeah. Which almost all black people don't want to do. Yeah. Which means they're not willing to fix. Which is why I'm saying we can't fix this thing. The only thing that's left now is some form of dictator, either in the home, in the church, in the cultural setting, or maybe even politically, to say, we are now setting a law to say this. Whereas our laws are saying we can't eat our kids. Now a man can take a woman's surname and all these other weird things now, which are making the matter even worse. Worse. Yeah.
Do you... Sorry, Culture has become optional for black people. Yeah. Because I'm going to talk about South Africa because this is where we live. Because of Christianity, colonialism, and so forth. If you really think of when we embrace culture now in this world we live in, it's in September. Heritage Day.
Month, yeah.
Everybody wears whatever. And then lobola is another cultural thing that we do because you need to get married. And if you don't do that, you can't get married. You know, you've got to please your parents and so forth. Do you think we had to forsake Black culture to accept Christianity? Because if you look at it, for me, it looks like that's where it came from. Because if you speak of African spirituality, the thinking is that you're speaking of sangomas. And it's either Christianity or African spirituality, which it shouldn't be. Because as Christians and Black people, I'm driving the conversation to religion. As Black people who have inherited Christianity, and you look throughout the world on how other people worship their religions, we are the only ones who worship a religion that does not reflect our culture, meaning we had to forsake our culture. So maybe to say, how do we get back to culture and how do we take everybody with us on this bus of
Why do you want to get back?
Our culture as Black people?
But why?
We are lost right now. Because
why not just fully embrace Christianity and let go of culture?
But once you embrace Christianity and you let go of, then you are living a Western culture, which we are struggling to live as Black people.
I think we're just struggling because we're straddling both worlds. I've met Black Christians who are only Christian.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are thriving. They're not wishy-washy. When you speak Ilobo, they're like, oh, we don't practice that.
Oh, wow.
That's not in my Bible. I think that is greater stability. I sat with a lady, Ukwen, and I think on other platforms I've said, this is my opinion, of course, and it upsets people. You cannot be religious and cultural
at the same time.
Both of them are kind of the same thing because Christianity is a cultural way of living. And we could argue that culture had its own religious aspect to it. You have to pick one. The serving of two masters is where Black people get lost.
Yeah.
And if they were to pick one, because there was a time when I said, or when I thought, the reason, I'm speaking just Black South Africans, the reason Black South Africans are not thriving economically, socially, is because they weren't fully colonized. If we were colonized to the end, we would be dark-skinned British people. We would have tea. Our children would what? The men would have mistresses. We do the whole co-parenting thing where you're like, oh, what do you mean, chap? And you're like, oh, okay, so at least we have a value system and it's being British. But now, because somewhere there was also a disruption of the colonialism, we've still hung over on the cultural aspects and we're trying to not let go while
So we're living in between two worlds.
You're trying to do brilliantly academically at school, but you answer some of your exams in your own indigenous language and you don't understand why you're failing. You have to pick a struggle. When you're writing that exam, it's written in English. So answer in English so you can get full marks.
I hear
but you know, we want to answer and then when we fail, we're like, no, but this English is not even my language. You're like, why are you in this class?
And I think it's generational in a sense that I've met people whose parents were pastors or were fully Christian, right? Who at the moment can't fathom what it looks like to even entertain ancestral worship ever.
Yes.
Right? You find someone who's like, that works, you do that. And like, for them, what do you call this? Cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Like, it can't happen, it's not there.
Yeah.
And then you find people like us who are navigating Christianity as a first generation dynamic.
Yeah.
Where even though I'm in the Christian faith, I still know that there are people in my bloodline who have built other things outside of that Christian faith. Yeah. And of course, I was not even raised that way.
Yes.
So now Christianity in my adulthood is a new thing. And I think we'll always have those mismatches in terms of where we finally become a real Christian nation.
Is that what you're hoping for?
As a Christian, I would say yes, but I know it's not feasible.
Uzwai Noloyiso Bala, on the reality show of the Bala family, that becomes one of the themes that they raise. Because Uloyiso is a Christian and comfortably so. He's got a wife. He's raising his children in the church.
Yeah.
Uzwai was raised Christian, and then later on decided, no, this is not our way, and he went to the cultural dynamic. which would be interesting because Ukabelo Mabalana is now full Christian. He's one of those people that is like, we don't do the ancestral stuff. We don't do the slaughtering. You know, there was Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. And so there's a lot of these in our own families.
Yes.
It becomes sad when it's the wife and the husband that are fighting because that home is going to be chaotic.
Very.
I don't know if we need to have a conversation about either, like Uzwai no Loyiso. I know Loyiso does it better than Uzwai. Loyiso is willing to attend his brother's events and the cultural, and he's like, look, I'm Christian. I don't believe in this stuff, but as my brother, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm here to support you. Whereas Uzwai now on his journey is like, Christianity is stupid and people are lost and what.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to decide to say, listen, be your full Christian or cultural self.
Yeah.
And in family setting, they must know that you don't eat this meat. You don't do this. But you're like, I'm here, guys, just to see you.
Yeah.
Jesus,
it's hard.
I prayed. It was like, go visit your family. I'm just here to see you and rejoice with you. But I'm not going to do these things. Or are we going to have to let go and say, I am now worshiping this God or I'm living this way.
Yeah.
I cannot be part of a family where you guys do this thing, which is, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
But it could be the potential future because there's smaller examples of that.
Yeah.
The dress code we have now, we have completely forsaken our cultural wear.
Except for the 24th of September.
Oh, except for Bright Day.
Yeah.
We have forsaken our diets by and large.
Yeah.
And arguably most of us, 90% of the time maybe, have even forsaken our languages. So we are already doing this thing of saying, I'm not going to associate with this.
Yeah.
So if your family is going to insist, you can say, if you guys carry on doing this, do not invite me. I will only ever come if you guys are going to church, if we're going to be praying, if we're going to be speaking about Jesus. Otherwise, if you're slaughtering something, burning something, calling, I am not coming. And you can hate me, you can call me names, it's okay. But I have been saved and this is my choice and this is how my family lives.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now, as painful as that is, what it does is it gives you clarity.
Yeah.
And whenever there's a problem where someone is saying, no, the issue, you're like, no, we're not confused. The issue is that maybe God's grace, we need to pray, we need to whatever, but we're not going to go and slaughter something. And we are very firm that this is our belief system. And maybe that might be one of the conversations we need to have as families. I know so many families where the mom and the dad, the mom is very Christian, the dad is half Christian, half cultural, and the fights that happen,
that thing kills,
really, really hurts the children.
That thing
a lot.
Yeah, that thing kills families and it harms children. Maestro?
So I didn't answer your question. So there is a way to go back, but it would require every family to have like a Ibrahim Traore. You would need to grab your children and your wife by the back of the neck.
Yeah.
They would call you abusive, a dictator. If ever I see my wife at that thing, please let me know. I will beat her up. And you're like, you can't say that. You're like, no, my family is this. When I married her as this. Yeah. So whatever she's doing is she's sinning.
And her father
committing a crime, and the father gay, and we spoke. So now Njobezong tell about feminism, we don't have that in our home. So she either leaves me or I will bully her into this. And my kids can come home. But at school, they said, hey, your school can go jump. In this home, I am the father, I'm the man. Your mother is your mother and she's a woman. We don't play all these other games and I'm a dictator. And then later on, when you guys leave, you can decide to be free or whatever.
Yeah.
But either as the man or even as a woman, there are strong women who say, this is how my family's going to be run. And if that day you are deviating, I'm leaving this marriage because I married you under this vision and mission. And because you're deviating, I'm out. So you can choose what you want.
Yeah.
But that requires now, almost like when we speak about the struggle, the liberation, that now requires a struggle in the home to say, in which direction.
You know what I think? You know how I think of it? I think of it as, I'll come to you just now. I think of it as raising a family as an institution. Love aside, feelings aside.
Yes.
This is an institution. It's called Kwamlochwa.
Yes.
This is what we do. This is our policy. This is our constitution. And anyone that deviates from that will have consequences.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the reason why you can't fix the family, by the way. Because we are raised to know Wuti, no, as Umlocho, I will dictate. But then empowered women are like, no, I don't have to listen to you. Yeah. And then they leave. And then after they leave, they blame you because Umlocha didn't tick her boxes. And you're like, no, but you are not following my leadership.
And they want to jump into another person's institution as well.
Yes.
I think we all agree that the oppression of women is the darkest chapter in history. And in fixing it and empowerment, it does not mean we are now fighting with men. I think we need to find that balance. But back to the Christianity thing, just to close it off. When I was born, my father had already been ordained as a minister that very same year. So I inherited my father's religion. So I did not have a choice, or I didn't know anything else. But I think as we grow up, because we are not so consistent, I must start now agreeing with you that we are not consistent on this Christianity thing.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't read the Bible. We depend on somebody to actually translate it to us for an hour and a half on a Sunday. And then the rest of this time, we don't follow the principles of the Bible. If you look at a lot of people who write motivational books, it's from Proverbs. You can take it back to Proverbs in the Bible. And Jesus Christ, Yeshua, as his original name, did not die a Christian. He was crucified as a Jewish man.
Yes.
On the morning he was crucified, he did all his Jewish traditions. He never deviated from that. And he never came on earth to say, guys, don't follow the law anymore. Grace is here, which I think now has become in confusion when it comes to ethics and the lying, the cheating and everything. Everybody says his mercies are renewed every day. Now there's no more accountability. Now we like to use that as Christianity to evade. We're very selective. And then the part of African spirituality is when things are stuck in your life. You're not following the principles of Christianity. You're not studying. You're not upskilling yourself. When things are stuck, then now you go to a sangoma and say, my ancestors are blocking my blessings and what. Which obviously I'll never bash that part of our culture. But what it means is that you are not fully sold out for Christianity.
Yeah.
You don't believe God blesses you. Because if you can believe that your ancestors who once walked this earth and ate pap with you are blocking your blessings, it means then you don't believe that God is the ultimate blesser who can bless you.
Yeah.
So I fully concur with you. And this conversation has been amazing for me to now understand, to say, choose your struggle.
Yes.
You either black or you white.
Or your wife.
And whatever it is, don't dabble into the gray area whenever you don't feel like following the rules.
Okay. Thank you, Maestro. I think I want to take it, we've gone social. I want to put it back together again and come personal. You asked me how I know your children. So I think years ago, this is actually the first time I met you. Would we call it meet? Because we didn't speak. Okay. We were just in the same room. So I was volunteering with a friend of mine at a place that I think we were giving out blankets and food to homeless and destitute men in Braamfontein.
Yes. Salvation Army.
And you were chairing that.
Yes.
Right. And I remember seeing you and two beautiful children. They were like this. Yeah, they were like this. And this beautiful woman. And it was the four of you guys, and you looked like a family. And I just remember thinking, when I then saw you later that year on social media, you were the guy that was fighting for your child.
Yeah.
And all this time that I've known you, I just remember thinking, but that guy that I saw that day, I don't see him anywhere on any media platform. So what I mean is, Penuel the philanthropist, Penuel the nice guy, because I think I walked away that day thinking, this guy is such a nice guy.
Thank you.
Right? What do you think? Actually, before I ask you this question, again, I met you at a different place. We were at a business breakfast, right? And I was a guest, you were a guest, but I arrived first. And when I arrived, the guys were having struggles with printing and stuff, so I decided to help them. So when you got into the room, you thought I'm part of organization, right? And you got there, you're like, how are you guys doing? Is everything okay? And I remember you saying to Precious, I have so many places to be, but because you asked me to come, I decided to come.
Yeah.
And even again that day, I walked away thinking, what a nice gent.
Hey.
Why do people think you are an asshole?
Yeah, what's this? It's just this dude.
Mina ke umchavi.
What a nice gent. What a nice gent.
No, but I'm being honest. And here's the thing. I went then ahead and asked the friend I was with that day, right? And I said, look, I'm sitting with Pen, da, 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 da. And even then she said to me, actually, the boss I work for right now, the 5 people I know that I can call for SOS, I knew them through Pen.
That's dope.
Right?
That's dope.
And I thought that's amazing. Last night or the other night, I was with Eshla.
Yes.
And the consensus was that you are a nice guy.
I can't believe she said I'm a kind person. Shout out to you, Ursula.
She did.
Busy lying in the streets. No, she's not. But thank you.
The parking lot of Gibbs.
By the way, Ursula is also an incredibly good human being.
Yeah. No, she is. She is.
And precious, by the way.
We had, both of them. Both of them are amazing. And so that was my experience of you on a personal level. And I want to know. So I kept thinking, is the asshole what you thought was what was profitable to portray in public? Where's the mismatch?
Do you think I'm an asshole in public?
Yeah.
On public platforms? Why?
You trigger, look, it could be projection. It definitely is. You trigger a lot of bad emotions amongst women and men.
In terms of the things I say about them?
The things you say, the things you do.
The things I do.
Yeah, what you represent. I mean, there are people that are just triggered by the fact that you have multiple children with multiple men.
Women. Hey.
Let's do that again.
No.
Let's try again. Thank you.
Multiple children with multiple women.
Yeah.
And I guess that is projection to an extent because of what we've been speaking about, the fatherlessness being a problem.
It is a problem, yeah.
You voluntarily just causing that problem. Because even if you are saying you are fathering your children and you are there for them, you're not there when they fall. You're not there when they cry. You're not there when they wake up and they have to be from a nightmare and they have to be to do that. So you are adding to the problem of fatherlessness. So I think people view you that way.
Yeah.
Here and there, you say things that are unconventional. You sweat the president, etc. So I am interested in what if we lost you tomorrow? Would you want people to really say about you?
Let me not be an asshole.
It's a bit too late for that.
So let me start here. Human beings are not black and white.
Yeah.
As I said with my mom and my dad as well. So similarly, I'm not just good and bad.
Yeah.
I'm not just good or just bad. People that meet me on a personal level, and I engage you as I see you. So if you treat me like rubbish, I will treat you like rubbish. And if someone says, you treated that guy like rubbish, I'm like, I'll explain exactly why I did, and I've got no regrets. If you're good to me, if I'm in a good space, I will be a good person. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
What happens with social media, and sadly, this is a design for social media, is the most emotive posts are the ones that trend, are the ones that the algorithm likes, because they get the most engagements.
Yeah.
When I say something about women, that'll be shared a lot, and women will be like, you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
You only say bad things about women. And I say a lot of bad things about men. Unfortunately, the algorithm, because I'm a male person on the profile, doesn't reward that. It will reward me saying something funny about women because it knows women are going to engage and get angry.
Yeah.
If I, as a man, say something bad to men, men won't really engage.
Yeah.
Men will engage if a woman says something. That will then trend.
Yes.
Because by design, the system wants us to fight because it elicits a high emotional reaction, which means you spend more time on the platform, wanting to debate and read comments and see what's going on.
Yeah.
I have always spoken my mind. I've always shared my thoughts, whether they are uncomfortable or not. I find too many human beings are not free to share their thoughts. And I'm like, but if you and I are both thinking the same thing, then let me post and hear that you can't say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the Jesus Christ and be crucified because why are we not having this conversation?
Yeah.
Why are we not calling out to Ramaphosa? No, but he's the president. I'm like, defender. It's the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be the asshole. And this goes across a range of different topics.
Yeah.
I do change my mind. I'm human. Yeah, but last week you said, I know. And if you point that out, I will apologize and be like, oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
People have picked that up sometimes on social media.
Yes.
I'm one of the few people that actually, when I'm wrong, I say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. Other people have too much pride and ego. I don't. I love stimulating conversation. I love conversation that builds us.
Yeah.
I love conversation that forces us to introspect. I love calling out men and women, because no one calls out women, because we're meant to treat them like these little eggs.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is helping us.
No, it's not.
At all.
It's not.
That's number one. Number two, the reason I started speaking about my children, which has now backfired for me, sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly. I've met so many men since I was a child who are not seeing their children, who are struggling to be fathers for a whole range of reasons. The guy's broke, he's unemployed, so he's ashamed. The reason he's not seeing his kids, even though he lives the streets away, is because he's ashamed.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that's right. We're explaining that he hasn't said anything to anyone, but he told me. So I know.
Yeah.
And I meet a lot of them.
Yeah.
Other men, it's the woman. It's my man. This chick lied to me. She told me she was on the injection, on the pill. When this thing happened, I sent her money and she lied. So there's this child, and Fetu, I'm struggling, and yes, I feel guilty, but I never wanted this child with this woman. And every week she terrorizes me and the things she posts about me. How can I co-parent healthily? These are now like, oh, Baba, no mkhulu, telling me these stories.
Yeah, yeah.
What I didn't finish saying about my dad judging his fathering is that his sister would hand over 2 of her sons to my father.
Okay.
My father raised them. And my half-sister as well. When I was born into my half-sister and my male cousins there.
Okay.
There would be kids coming over. My mom would let us visit my dad. And when I try and figure out why I don't see my other siblings, it was because the mothers were not releasing the kids.
Yeah.
My father was always willing to accept and raise these kids.
Just
and
like you.
He comes from a place where I will feed my child that I see here. Are you hungry? He doesn't come from a place where I'm sending money blindly. I don't know where that money is going and what he's doing.
Yeah.
And in my experience, sadly now, I now understand why. Because I've had a situation where a mother of a child lies to a family advocate.
Yes.
And says, but Penuel's not sending money. And I'm like, oh, I'm happy to send bank statements. Then she's like, but those don't really even matter. I'm like, oh, this is why guys stop sending money, because people lie. People are going to their families and their friends. Penuel doesn't do anything. So I'm like, you know what, let me rather not send any money anymore. Which then goes on social media. Penuel's not maintaining his kids. And I'm saying I'm not going to send money for my kids. If my kids are coming to me, if I have access to my kids, they can have everything. But that's not the story people want.
No, because you're not the face of deadbeat.
They want the story that suits their agenda, which then becomes projection.
Yeah.
Because my dad abandoned me because it has to be that Penuel is becoming like a typical black man.
Yes.
He abandoned these women. Including things like, why don't you just marry these women? I'm like, I don't know if you think I'm having children with some Popeyes where I snap my fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to marry you.
Yeah.
These, again, strong, smart, independent women who are killing it in whatever space that they're in.
Yeah.
I can't just snap my fingers and tell them, come marry me.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
We have to take accountability together. I spoke about these things trying to share my story.
Yeah.
And trying to share the pains of so many men so that unlike my dad and other people are like, oh, we know why this guy doesn't see his kids. We know why he stopped sending money. We know, he told us. And it's like, okay, let's not just assume anytime a man stops sending money, it's because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Let's not assume just because a guy is not in the child's life, it's because he's a deadbeat. We actually need to dig deeper, which is meant to make us a richer society, but people don't want that.
Yeah.
And in that whole story, what ended up happening is people started saying nasty things about the mothers of my kids. What type of woman would have a child with?
Woo.
I'm like, the type of woman who's actually way classier than you are.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for these kids, what. And then they'll even start using the names. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
My kids didn't sign up for this. Yes, I'm their father. The mothers didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
So no matter what's going on between me and the mother of my kids, I have to try and protect her.
Yeah.
This was a woman I loved.
Oh.
I care about even now because she's the mother of my child.
Yeah.
This is my child. They can be like, your dad is whatever. That's okay. I'll bear that cross.
Yeah.
But I'll protect you guys until you get to an age where there's a mother of a child who says, I want to go on podcast and speak about this Penuel guy.
Yeah.
Or the child is like, oh, dad, you know what? I'm happy to share what I think.
Yeah.
And then we do that. But they must choose to opt in. I mustn't drag them in. You know, when my mom's like, so you're discussing in Dabazami without my consent.
Yeah.
Now I have to explain to family members, we didn't know that you did this. Why did you do that? I wasn't ready to share that.
Yeah.
And you went and you did that, and now you're hurting me.
I've always found that very respectful of you, and I've observed it. I'm very. If you've seen any of these episodes, you'll notice that I'm very sensitive about people's names.
Yes.
And I've observed how when you speak about your story, the mothers of your children are left out.
Yes.
I think
I've also never posted pictures of them.
Yeah, no.
No matter what's going on, no matter how much I'm fighting with one of the mothers. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's very respectful.
I try. And again, because people are projecting, people have their own problems, and I become the scapegoat for it.
Yeah.
But the other thing, just very blatantly, is that a lot of people are just stupid. And unfortunately, we can't do much with stupid. And I get a lot of DMs.
Okay.
Please carry on sharing your story. I understand. I got healing. The number of men I've helped reconcile with their kids and their baby mamas.
Sure.
The number of women who have been like, I never thought about things like that. I've actually just reached out to this guy and he confirmed. I sent him a link to this video and he was like, thank you for finally understanding me. Yeah. So there's been a lot of healing in the work I'm doing. But the overwhelming stuff you see at surface level is so destructive that I'm willing to lose the good that I'm doing because of this storm of, you know what, if this is what you guys are going to see, it's fine.
And that's fine.
And when it comes to your question about the legacy, I have to, sadly, be willing to not care what people think about me.
Yeah.
And I have to care about the people that I care about.
Yeah.
Do my children love me? Do my children see me? Do they know my intentions?
Yeah.
Do I explain things to them? Things that I would explain to them
and
then go post on social media. I don't post anymore. I just discuss with them only. Even this thing of not posting my kids, I had discussions with the mothers of my kids. And we discussed, like, I take their opinions on the raising of our children at the highest level.
Yeah.
Should I post my kids? What do you think? And some of them would say, well, look, you're sort of a public figure, so I kind of understand. Others are like, look, maybe the kids will benefit. And then others will be like, look, you're not Will Smith. You're not Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Your brand is deemed controversial.
Yeah.
If you are maybe like promoting brands and you're Mr. Smiley guy, post your kids. Everyone will be like, oh, he's got a lot of kids, but at least almost I'm silly when we love him. But because you'll criticize politics, because you'll swear, because you'll criticize religion, so then the brand for your kids now becomes different. Because it's like, oh, your father, the corrupt guy, your father with the Guptas, your father, that's what, you're like, okay, maybe the mom will say that and I'll be like, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
And I'll consider that. And she might even be like, look, you can post the kids now and then. I'm like, no. You know what? You actually made an important point. And I think as much as I love my children and as much as I want to post them and celebrate them, and even the things that would miss out from some of the fathers, where it's we never see black dads with their kids. I'm like, I will be that father who posts with his kids. Even in the difficulty, you'll still see me loving my kids. You're like, but didn't you say? I'm like, it's because it's not the story that you thought.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I'm willing for them to even think I'm completely a deadbeat. I'm not involved, like, but you don't even post your kids. I'm like, you guys bullied me
when I
into
did
no longer posting them because I can take it, but I don't know how it's going to affect my kids. And when my kids are suffering, I'm going to be dealing with them. You're going to be living your rubbish life wherever it is.
Yeah.
And my child is going to be traumatized because everyone's going to be like, your father used to post, you will remember you. Yeah. How do you deal with it? And the child's like,
for example,
I don't want that.
Uzulu is your son, who you have explicitly posted for years now.
Yeah.
I even know that he's born on the 1st of May.
Yeah. Because you post him on his birthday.
Because you post him on his birthday. Yeah. And it's always a disheartening reminder of that struggle that you've had. What do you think he's experiencing from wherever he is, looking at you as a father that he doesn't get to be raised by?
It's a tough one to answer. It's a tough one to answer. And like I said, like I'm trying to like be minimal about what I say about my children.
Yeah.
But I did see him last year and as soon as he saw me, his face lit up.
Yeah.
So that becomes my first tick. Like, okay, boy is happy to see me.
Yeah.
We spoke about what he wants to do. He wants to do animation and him. We weren't in a great sitting because we were in court, but the mom was there and we were civil and cordial with each other.
Yeah.
He smiled when he saw me. He looks good. He looks happy. Of course, certain things he's probably confused and he's still trying to piece things together. But he looks like he's being well raised. That's important to me. Because if he looked dirty, if you look like, I'd be like, I think there's something that the mom is doing wrong.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. So I think we may need a social worker here. But for all intents and purposes, even people that have seen him, like let's say we saw your lighty, what.
Yeah.
People that know him will be like, he's a bright kid. So for the fact that he's happy, smiling, thriving, shout out to the moms.
Yeah.
Shout out to the moms. And that makes me happy.
Yeah.
He's obviously confused. And over the years, there've been these times where he's in court and he's seeing and he's speaking to a family advocate and answering questions. So he knows something's happening.
Yeah.
And he's probably got a lot of questions, which I don't know if he's asking his mom and his mom's family. I'm hoping in the years to come, when he's a bit older and has access to me, he'll be able to ask me. I'm happy to answer him as brutally as possible.
Yeah.
But also with the intention of protecting his mom where I can.
Yeah.
As much as she's hurt me in unforgivable ways by depriving me of being a father, which is what I really wanted to be.
Yeah.
I need him to understand, because I understand my dad, that look, there's a big chance that your mom is not aware that what she was doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And she fundamentally in her heart of hearts felt that she was doing the right thing. She's like, no, I'm not going to do this. We're not going to be co-parenting and the child is going, yes, I'm not with your father, but I would rather you be in a stable one home with just me. And maybe in her head, that's what she thought she was doing.
Yeah,
and it's going to be
knowing
for
what
you,
she knows about you as well.
It's going to be for you as her child to figure it out within yourself.
Yeah.
To ask her whatever questions you ask. And then if you want to be her judge, that's going to be on you.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be on me. But Mina, I'm here for you. The other thing for me is I have huge belief in genetics. Huge. People speak about nature and nurture. I believe nature, who you are, is so much stronger than the environment that you're in. The environment plays a big factor, but who you are.
Yeah.
So that is my one belief when it comes to all my children. That whether I am there or not, I'm hoping that my genetics, who I am inside them, at certain times will be the reason why they make certain decisions and not others. Why, when maybe they are being pushed to certain things, they'll be like, no. And when I ask them, why do you say no? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, I can explain. This is actually from my genes. Similar to certain decisions they'll make because of their mothers, which is why you must be intentional with the moms. That even if you and I hate each other, I vetted you as a quality woman. Such that as much as you hate me, I believe that you are a relatively good person. Sure. So my child is in good hands. And when the child starts doing weird things, it'll be like, I know that your mom is not like this. Yeah. I know I'm not like this. So either this is like a temporary environmental thing, or this is from some other genetic SNIS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The year is 2075.
Yo, and all the ANC leaders are gone.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Aibo.
And Kunzimalanga, Ushaka noZulu, and Uskup are fathers relating to their children who the Mlochas are. What are they saying about you, your father, your grandfather as a collective?
One of the reasons I create so much content, one of the reasons, is if ever my kids, for whatever reason, are deprived of me or are unsure of something, they just need to do a search and click on a video.
Yeah.
And listen to this asshole of a man talk rubbish. But they get to listen. Including my brother. And if ever privately you've sat with my mom and my sister, we are very expressive.
Yeah.
So they will say that, look, my father's side of the family, they talk. And they discuss everything, uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, we are incredibly loving. Incredibly loving. My kids get the most love from my family, and whatever they need, they will get. They will not be deprived. Thanks to my mom, my brother, my sister, and I were very close. So they know that they can always count on us. Like we're there for them. Number 3, we are very brutal with our shortcomings. And we're willing to listen to criticism, which is very weird and very uncommon in a lot of families.
Yeah.
A lot of families struggle with being called out for their shortcomings. We talk about them. We laugh about them.
Yeah.
They there. We are critical of society and other people as well.
Yeah.
Their grandfather, the ones that met him, had a good time.
Yeah.
The others, unfortunately, won't get to meet him. Their grandfather was a maverick. Their grandfather was a complicated character. Their grandfather was mostly a good man in a changing world who just couldn't adapt to fit that world and look like a success.
Sure.
But his best traits are in his children, which is really dope. And his negative traits, his kids have put in a lot of work to try and suppress and work on. Sure. And more than anything, my kids must know that I love them beyond myself. And I see myself as an expression of me and as the future me. And I want them to be the best human beings of all time. And whatever tools I can give them, wherever I can help them, wherever I can give them an advantage, I will do that, because I genuinely want my children to win incredibly. And if they can say whatever they say about me and judging me, they must be like, that gent really loved us. Like, it was weird. And he really tried. And I was really sensitive in how I judged their mothers as well. And intentional in how I also wanted their mothers and their mothers' families to win.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I guess that's my wish.
Yeah.
But if ever any of them are really hurt by anything I've done, my number one wish is I hope they come to me and we talk.
Yeah.
And if they want me to apologize, I'm ready. Yeah. And if they want truths, I'm ready. I think one of the reasons Black families are struggling is there are so many secrets that are destructive that people hold on to. Yeah. Uncomfortable secrets of, how was I conceived?
Yeah.
Your dad and I were drunk. I didn't know his name.
Yes.
It was a bad night. And the only reason I'm telling you is because you're depressed, because you're struggling, because you think you must slaughter and you must go and consult. No, it's because you never got a real answer of how you came about. Your dad and I didn't love each other. It was that situation. And then after you were born, we started fighting and that's why there's a complication. It's just that. And I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So I believe in that. Yeah. And look, my kids that are getting old now, if there's one thing, my kids are free to say anything.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm very strict. Their mothers are strict. We're very much about good morals.
Yeah.
But we allow them to speak and to make mistakes. And we try to engage on why this is wrong, why. So my kids are very free, man. They're very free, and you can sit with them and talk about anything.
It's 7 of them.
7.
Okay. Number of completion, please.
10 with an asterisk. I'd like to have 3 more kids.
Have you lost any?
I have not lost any. I have to decide now if I must lie or be honest.
Okay.
I have not lost any, luckily.
Okay.
If I had lost any kids,
out
of the sensitivities with their mothers, I also probably wouldn't say.
Yeah.
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 Fair. That's a diplomatic answer.
Diplomatic answer. It's acceptable. But maybe I'll throw a spanner to the works. If you're having 3 more children, are you going to have these 3 more children with one woman or 3 different women?
I can't say. My hope would be 1 or 2 women, because it's just 3 kids. 3 is not a lot. So 1 or 2 women.
Why not 4 with the current mother of your last born?
I must give an honest answer. Jeez. Okay. These are the things that end up making sound bites and make me sound like a bad person.
Yeah.
I don't think modern women should have more than 2 children.
Okay.
From a practicality, functionality perspective.
Yeah.
If they'd like to have more children, by all means. And if I happen to be the one who's started having children with them, hey, let's keep going. We can have 7.
Sure.
New.
Okay.
But it must be within practicality.
Yeah.
Right? But I'll speak about the mothers of my kids.
Yeah.
All of them are ambitious. They are career women. and they want a certain quality of life for their kids. And because of that, when I look at our generation of women, they fit into that bracket of 2, max 3 kids. So just giving a woman 3 kids or 4 kids, I don't even think she would want that.
Of course.
So that's why even in my head, when I budget, I don't look at a woman and say, yeah, when you must give me 5 kids. She would have to be a unique woman in saying, I want to have a lot of children. And then we must speak aggressively about what's the worst case scenario if both of us are not making decent money. And if she says, I'm fine with free township schools, I'm fine with queuing at a clinic, I'm fine with us living in Lokshini, I'm like, okay, then we can pop.
Sure.
But most women, and fortunately or unfortunately, the women I have had children with are of a certain, I guess we'd call it class. And they have certain standards for their children. Not my children, their children. So there are certain things they work really hard to ensure will not happen. And for that, I have to respect that on their side.
So then I'm assuming in closing that you might have, let's say, one more child with the current mother of your last born, and then they will be procuring for another woman who'll have 2 more children to make up the 10 number.
If we were to look at my track record, that would probably hold. But that's not what I'm planning.
What would you choose that's different? Or in your older age, knowing what you know, what other quality would you choose in procuring this woman to be? This sounds bad. Procuring just sounds like
if I say it becomes a soundbite,
right? But if you were to choose the mother of your 2 last children, for example, what would be the one quality that you now know is needed in your pursuit of having these children and raising them well?
It's going to sound very wrong, especially coming from me. But I need a woman who can raise children by herself comfortably. In the same way, maybe this will help qualify. At any given time, right now, I can raise all my children by myself. Alone. The mothers can disappear, not provide, not be present. I am comfortable and confident that I can raise my 7 children by myself to become as healthy as possible. So the number one requirement is a woman who can comfortably raise the children by herself. And once she accepts and acknowledges that, and she's like, sure, that's not great. But if ever push came to shove, I can do that. Then I'm like, okay, then we can speak about how we can have and raise amazing kids. Because now they're going to have a parent that can raise them by themselves and a parent that can raise them by themselves. So they've got like everything.
And a chance to thrive, I guess.
That's what we all want for our kids. It's just how we define it is normally very, very different. Most people believe that spoiling your kids is what works. It doesn't.
No.
It is the worst. And even the most well-meaning of parents, they don't realize that almost everything they're doing is wrong. And I think even later on in life, when someone tells them, they'll still deny it, that you should not have sent them to private school. You should not have gotten them to be exposed to all kinds of sports. You should not have taken them on overseas trips. You should not have bought them.
Maestro, you agreeing?
So it's a weird thing to say. And I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm trying to explain that if you want to build children that are incredible value adders and contributors to society, there are certain hard things that need to be done. And the most well-meaning of parents normally take all of those things away because they believe that those things are wrong. And when you're like, but you I don't think you understand that the reason you're so amazing is because of the struggles and not just because you made it. You made it because of
you walked to school.
And now you're taking all of that away from your kids. And you're depriving them of so much. And your kids at age 20 are going to be depressed, on some type of medication, going to therapy. And you guys are going to try everything to figure out, but we did our best. And I'm going to be like, tell me what your best was. And you're going to tell me, I'm like, oh, you destroyed this child. Even thing, again, it goes back to freedom. This thing of giving kids too much freedom. When you look at the most successful human beings in history, most of them generally very early find one thing and they zone in. and they sacrifice so much. They don't attend family things. They don't get to have a childhood. They don't to become these. And that's at the extreme. But if you bring it just back to, I did really well. I grew up in a village. We used to fetch water. My dad used to beat us. My mom used to force us to go to church. My grandmother used to force us to sew. We used to herd cattle. All of those things built character and grit. That's why in corporate, in business, in the world, you are so comfortable and it's so easy. And the child you took all of that away from is incredibly weak and is going to be steamrolled by kids that were raised by you, raised like you, or raised like your parents. The kids that are going to dominate our children, and this is something I'm telling you now because I have this conversation with my brother all the time, that our children are not going to be as strong as we want because we're giving them too soft a life.
Too much.
And the kids that are going to dominate our children are going to be kids that come from townships, from the village, because they've got a hunger and a grit that you cannot buy. And that we thought with the networks and the good schools, yes, they'll fall on like soft privilege. Their worst case scenario is working at a bank. That's cute, but that ability to be a game changer, unfortunately, gets stolen, taken away from your kids.
Maestro, as a father, strong last remarks?
On that, I must agree, because I think also as black men, we don't have the blueprint of watching our fathers, and also they've never really been honest with us with their struggles. Like what I'm saying to you is that when I was born, my father was very ordained, but he had a childhood, he had a youth, which I know nothing about. So when we think of giving our children what they never had, it's a private school. That's the first thing. A better neighborhood. We attend all their sports games and all these things. We literally hold their hands into failure. Because they
can, beautiful line there.
Yes, they cannot go further than where we didn't take them. And you can try as much as you can. I mean, I show my youngest different places, informal settlements, to say this is how other people live. We've done some charity things to try and show him, but still, it's like, okay, I see it for 10 minutes, but I go home to my Xbox and play But what do you do? Because now you can't just pull that life from underneath them just to teach them how hard things are. So it's a struggle that we as men rather need to teach them from our mistakes. And our problems is that we don't want to talk about our mistakes. I'm fortunate enough that my children are able to hear my stories of Hillbrow and Yeovil, all those stories. I take them through those stories because they've got to know that I was once young like them. Because when my 22-year-old is having problems, he's going to take his life because he looks at his dad who looks perfect. But I've got to tell him that, dude, we went through all that. Nothing has changed. It's still the same. Just a joke. The other day we were watching TV. There was a Castle Light advert. Ice Ice Baby came along. Vanilla Ice. So the song is playing. I start rapping throughout the entire... They look at me like, you can rap? I say, guys, I've yanked before. So I think we need to do a better job of taking our children through our failure masterclasses.
No, that's I think Pharrell also in an interview spoke about, which is something I believe in. How did he put it? I don't know if it's organized or managed struggle, but that needs to be one of your parenting requirements to say, my child will struggle. Yes, it won't be organic, but there must be some. What's going to make me sad? Because I constantly keep being taught things by life that I thought we could change, that we can't. What's going to be sad for me is realizing later on that my children that spent less time with me are stronger and more successful than the ones that spent more time with me. Because then it's going to make me wonder if really, really is having a fully present father, a fully present mother, asking for weakness. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and the kids that spend more time with me become stronger. I really hope. Or at least that they're all just equal. So I'm like, okay, there's no formula. But if the child that spent the least time with me becomes one of the most successful and the strongest, it's going to leave me with this question mark of, is having a fully present father, at least, is it sometimes a curse?
Yeah. You're right. And you got me thinking about, and the team is now saying we must close, about how my brother, who was raised with us in the same household by my father, is quite different from the other brothers that my father did not raise.
Yeah.
And you get to ask yourself, so what, were they better off without this guy? And what is it that they missed with him around or not around? So I wonder, but I hope you are wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong as well. I am one of the ambassadors for mom and dad must be present.
Yeah.
I'm one of the ambassadors that parents must do what they feel is best.
Yeah.
Including your private school. And you must have peace that when your child later on in life fails, you must say, I didn't fail. I did my best.
Yeah.
Maybe you can criticize that it wasn't best.
Yeah.
But in my heart of hearts, when I prayed, when I pashed whatever, this was the answer I got. And if I didn't do that and my child becomes a failure, I would have known that, but I didn't do my best.
Yeah.
So you must do whatever feels right in your gut. So I also hope I'm wrong. And I really hope the solution is mom and dad and kids being raised together.
In closing, the philanthropy part that I spoke about, what are you currently doing in that space?
Oh, you're asking me at the wrong time because I retired from charity work.
Okay.
And now I'm thinking of going back for the next few years to see how it goes.
Okay.
Charity cripples people.
Yeah.
Like it's actually on brand with the conversation we're having now. Like the entitlement that South Africans have compared to their African counterparts is why other Africans are stronger and can steamroll us because we know government will provide.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I'd do charity work and I'd realize that people are not growing and are not improving. And those same guys at the Salvation Army will come back again for blankets and for food, or they'll go sell the blankets and their children will come. So I retired from charity at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm deciding to go back now, not because I believe charity is good. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
But I do need to pay my blessings forward.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just grappling with what's the best way to do it. But I'm going back into charity work. I've been doing charity work for over 15 years.
Yeah.
All types of different people around the country.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. I do believe charity is, as you say, destructive to an extent. I believe in social investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe in social investment. I believe in social enterprising. And so one of the things I do when I'm not doing this is that I actually run foundations on behalf of other individuals.
Okay.
Individuals that are doing great things, that are saying, I want to give back, but I don't want to create another problem that my children are going to have to give back to. Yeah. So how do we socially enterprise? How do we socially invest and say, at the Salvation Army, we've done this. What is the KPA? What's the ROI? And what did we get out of this? And what are we getting those guys to sustainably?
Yeah.
Get out of poverty and so forth. So we should have that conversation. And I said to you that every conversation I've had on this platform, birth is something. And I think that's probably the one.
I hope
it's going to birth. Yeah.
I hope so. I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe let me say it here.
Sure.
There have been a lot of people that have donated to me in my life in various ways.
Sure.
And as you're speaking, it actually just sparked the thoughts in my head that I think how I'm going to pay it forward, because I'm just thinking of people's names. I just won't mention them now.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do for others exactly what they did for me so that I'm not like reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
They clearly saw something in me at a time and they did something. So I'm going to try and do the same thing, identify someone who ticks a certain box and contribute the same or more than they did and say, this is in honor of this person who did this for me at this time. So I'm also doing this for you. And I'm hoping that when you get older or when you can, you will do the same for someone else.
Yeah. We actually have a program like that we're running for a family that is, what do they call it again? A legacy fund. So they honor the people that have helped them in their business journey through helping other people in their businesses and so forth. So I think that's an amazing idea.
Thank you.
Mulosha, thank you. Thank the people that have allowed you to be on this table today through their experiences, through whatever they've done for you and whatever they've taught you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you are officially part of the Legacy Collective.
Thank you to the Legacy Collective. Thank you so much, Siswam. Jeez, the work you guys do is so...
And this has been the Legacy Collective with Khanyisa. Goodbye.